Hi everyone, it's Dr. Romani. Welcome to the 30 Days of Narcissism. We're going to start at the top today with lack of empathy. Please keep tuning in to hear the other 30 Days of Narcissism, and please subscribe to my channel for information on all things narcissistic, and click the bell button to get notifications so you know every time I post a new video. So let's start with lack of empathy. This is honestly what I would consider to be the defining characteristic of narcissism. That means understanding what exactly is empathy. Empathy is the attempt or desire to understand the experience, typically the emotional experience of another person. And often then that is accompanied with a behavior to address that or to meet that empathic recognition. So for example, that might be offering a soothing word, doing something to support someone, or just helping them out. But at the core of it, it is attempting to understand the experience of another person. That means that you have an inherent interest in or curiosity about the other people around you. And most importantly, it means that you care. It doesn't necessarily mean, however, that you've had the same experience as them. The best example I can give of that is, let's say you don't have a child, but someone near you does, and that child is going through something difficult, so that your friend, their parent, is having a hard time. You don't have to have a child to understand that somebody who has a kid that's going through a tough time may need your support or soothing words or just a hug. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your experience. Empathy is that drive to even try to understand experiences that aren't your own. So now let's take this trait, this quality, lack of empathy, and sort of think about how it manifests in narcissistic personality styles. Where I often see this play out is that a person who is with a narcissist, so let's say a person is in a relationship with somebody narcissistic, and they listen day in and day out to their narcissistic partner, complaining about their job, complaining about the people at work, complaining about how they're not appreciated and they're under-regarded and no one knows how great they are at work and woe is me and all of that. And then one day you actually share about a tough day you're having, and they barely look up from their phone and like, huh, what do you want me to do about this? I can't change this. I can't do anything about this. And you're like, what? Like, I've been listening to your stuff for 5 years, and one day I'm asking you to listen to one important thing, and you can't even come up with faking interest? That's what lack of empathy can look like. It can go much deeper than that. You could be going through a tough time, and they won't even stop to recognize that maybe you just need a little more help around the house, or you just need a shoulder to cry on, or you just need someone to get it and look you in the eye and try to understand how you're suffering. That absence of empathy is one of the most destabilizing characteristics of being with a narcissist. Now imagine you're the adult child, or the child, the young child of a narcissistic parent. Their lack of empathy may mean that when you're suffering or struggling, they don't even stop to take notice, or they only do so when it's convenient for them. That can be devastating not only for a child, but also an adult child of a parent who feels like their parent doesn't care. And that right there is the core of the empathic deficit we see in narcissism. They really don't care. Sometimes people will say, it's interesting you say this, I'm with a narcissistic person, and sometimes it feels like they care. Sometimes they do. Because what narcissists do, in a way, they sort of weaponize empathy. They use it only for their gain. So let's say they need something from you. Then they actually may pay laser sharp attention to what you're about, how you're feeling, and what you're up to, so they can really say, oh my gosh, it sounds like you're going through such a tough time. And it's all a manipulation. It's all a sense of sort of putting this empathy on you, or giving you the sense of being empathically regarded, so that then you may actually give them money that they hope for, or give them time, or whatever else it is that they need from you. So they may use empathy more as a tool rather than it being an authentic expression or authentic desire to connect with you. And as many of you know, when we're talking about narcissism in the early phase of a relationship, we're talking about love bombing. Somebody who comes and lavishes you with attention and gifts and all of it. In those early phases, it can often feel like you're with the most empathic person in the world. They come to work, they pick you up, they offer to help you sort of get new things for your home. They offer to help you with other things you need to do. You're like, wow, this person totally gets me. Remember, they can turn the empathy on and off. It's not like they're incapable of it. They've got it in there, but by and large, they can't be bothered to use it because remember, they don't care. Over time, living with a narcissist, because of their lack of empathy, it can feel like you live in a house that has mirrors in it, but you never see your own reflection in them. Like I said, it's confusing, it's destabilizing. You often don't know where to turn to get your feelings met because you think you should be able to get that from the significant people in your life. But if they lack empathy, good luck with that. People wonder, is there anything I can do about this? Can I create more empathy in this person? Probably not. Empathy tends to be something that comes naturally. The sort of booby prize in all of this is something we call cognitive empathy. It's kind of empathy light. It's this idea that I get why you feel that way. Like, for example, let's say your partner cheats on you and you say, my God, you've devastated me. My heart's broken. You've betrayed me. And your partner sort of looks at me and says, yeah, I get why you feel that way. Not so useful. Doesn't make you feel good. So it's sort of like this sort of intellectual exercise in empathy, but it's not the real thing. Real empathy is accompanied by real emotion. It could be tears. It could be touch. It just could be gentle murmurs of reassurance. So they can produce it. They can use it as a tool. Sometimes they can even use it as a weapon. But one thing they can't really do is have it as the real deal. Lack of empathy is probably one of the most soul-sapping qualities in narcissism. If it's happening to you, you probably know it. Is it amenable to change? Not really. So thanks for listening. Stay tuned because we'll have more of the 30 Days of Narcissism coming up. Please subscribe, keep tuning in, and you'll be able to get more information on all things narcissistic. Thanks again. Thanks for tuning into that video. And for more information about narcissism, probably more than you want in one place, I'm really proud to announce that I have a new book that's coming out. And you can already pre-order it on Amazon. You can get the link here. It's called Don't You Know Who I Am? How to Stay Sane in an Era of Narcissism, Entitlement, and Incivility. It's really your one-stop guidebook, your one-stop survival guide to staying sane in an era of social media toxicity, people being rude everywhere from yogurt shops to soccer fields to airplanes to the person in the cubicle next to you. Look for it. It'll give you everything you need to know about how to survive in our new narcissistic landscape. Thanks so much.